Hey, I'm going to show you my version of a quick bread. It's not an actual recipe. I'm going to just toss it out there. I'll give you some of the things that I put in there. If it's a teaspoon of this, a cup of that, whatnot. You're just going to have to follow along and, hey, try it out yourself. Alright, and here we go. Like I say, this is not a recipe. We've got 2 cups of flour, maybe a hair over 2 cups of flour, a little bit of salt in this sifter here. I have a teaspoon approximately of baking powder and about a half a teaspoon of baking soda in here. Okay, and we're going to put that in here. Okay, now along with the dry ingredients, I don't like a lot of cinnamon in my bread, but I want a little bit of background hint. It's probably about a half a teaspoon there. Nutmeg even less. Maybe an eighth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. That's all you want in that. Okay, that's pretty much it for the dry ingredients. What I'm going to do is over this bowl here, and we're going to work this through this sift. This flour was fairly heavy, and I don't want my breads real light. Okay, there's our dry ingredients. We're going to set that aside. Let's bring over the mixer, and we'll get some wet ingredients. Where is mine? There it is. Okay, we've got approximately a stick of butter. There's about a pad less than a stick of butter there. I don't think there's quite a cup here. I don't measure my brown sugar. I kind of put it out in a spoon and go from there. I know approximately what the sweeteners I like. I think there's a hair less than a thing of brown sugar because that's not packed at all. That goes in there. Okay. And yes, sugar is considered a wet ingredient. A lot of people don't realize that, but all you cooks out there know, I know you do, but if you're new to cooking and whatnot, generally sugar is a wet ingredient that you cream together. Okay, we're going to take 1 egg. Okay, there again, most breads, sweet breads, 1 loaf at a time recipes, which is what this is, usually has just 1 egg. Most of your cake's going to have 2 to 3 eggs for the same amount of flour basically, but you don't need that extra lift. You want a bread consistency in your density of the bread. So anyways, we got that in there. We're going to throw on the beater attachment, cream this together a little bit. It's going to get noisy. Lock her down, let her roll. Okay, after a minute or 2, you're going to take your spatula, go down your sides just a little bit. Get everything incorporated. Get creamed up a little bit more. Almost done. You want it almost the same color all the way through. That way you know everything's pretty much mixed. Alright, you want about that right there. Things pretty much mixed up. There's no big lumps. Here's some more wet ingredients. I really like to use buttermilk. I did not have any buttermilk, and a good substitute is take your milk and throw a dash of vinegar in it, about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half of vinegar in it, and it will kind of curdle and thicken a little bit. Yeah, I know you guys are thinking gross, but basically it's going to give you the flavor and the texture, and more important, the reaction to the baking soda that you want. So we've got that. We've got a little bit of vanilla, not much because we're going for a fruit bread. Okay, I probably got a teaspoon there. Okay. Here's another flavoring here. I like lemon in mine. You don't want a lot. Just about maybe a teaspoon. Lemon will bring out the flavor of a lot of things, be it savory or sweet. As long as you don't overdo it. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want it lemony. You want to just bring it back in the back of your mouth a little bit and bring those other flavors forward. Okay, now we're going to add that in here. Bring the mixer down, lock her in, low, just get it. You don't need to mix it up all that much. Now, to me this is one of the most important parts of making a bread versus a cake. You don't want to overmix this. You just want enough for the it all to come together, and it's going to be a stiff batter. It's not going to be a loose batter. Okay, put about half in, bring her down, there again. Mix, Let it come together. The minute you see the white disappear, turn it off. Throw in some more. Do it in 2, maybe sometimes 3 installments if you're doing like a double recipe or something like that. Okay, I'm going to bring it back together. Okay, now this is what you're looking for. You're looking for a batter about like that, okay? Now I know what you guys are all thinking. Hey Brad, you forgot the fruit. Well, I didn't forget the fruit. I don't like my fruit over processed. In fact, I don't even mash it. If it's a good ripe banana, you just want to make sure it's unpeeled. Break it in about 2 or 3 chunks. Peel it. 2 or 3 chunks. Because you have a stiff batter, it's going to break upon itself. That's all there is to it. Okay? My favorite, dried cranberries or dried blueberries, or any dried fruit, but cranberries and blueberries are probably my favorite. Oh, it's probably 3/4 of a cup there. We're going to throw that right in there. Okay? We're going to put that in there. And there again, we haven't worked this batter very hard yet. And we're not going to work it hard now. I'm going to bring it around. I'm going to watch the bananas. That's the key point. I want it to the point where there's not any big lumps. I'm going to run it maybe a minute, maybe a minute and a half. That's just about it. Okay, I'm going to bring it up. Okay, I'm going to work the bowl. This is another great secret if you wanted to make this into muffins. Okay, muffins are another thing. You don't want cupcakes. Cupcake texture. You want muffins that have a nice crumb to them. That bakery type of texture. And that all comes from just bringing your doughs together. Your batters or doughs or whatever you want to call it. I call this a wet dough instead of a batter, but and not overworking it. And that's it. I'll tell you, I might have taken that off camera a couple times, but I'll tell you, I bet I haven't worked that batter totally from the time I started putting the flour in, less than 3 minutes. Probably 2.5 total. This is a 5 by 9 pan, and it is sprayed with like a cooking type pan or spray, whatever you want to call it. We're going to take our batter, just check it, consistency of chunks. Looks good to me. Now you guys can throw some nuts in there if you like. I actually like nuts in mine, but everybody here does not like nuts. Not in breads anyways and stuff. I love a nice pecan, or yeah, I said pecan, not pecan. Pecan and walnuts. Slivered almonds are pretty good. Okay, let's get all this batter in there. Give her one last scrape. There we go. Let's put this aside. Okay, I'm not going to fuss over it all that much. Alright, we're going to throw this in the oven, set it for about 50 minutes. It usually takes almost an hour at 350, but I like to check it between 45 and 50 minutes. And we'll see you back then. Alright, bread is done. Piping hot. Woo! Oh, let's get this on the rack. I have been waiting for this all morning. I got another half a cup of coffee there. And hey, I'm ready to dig in. Shall we? You bet. Look at those cranberries. Oh yes. Alright, nice thick piece. Still warm. Don't want it falling apart too much. Okay. I'll slice a couple pieces here. Oh yeah. That is gorgeous. Alright, I've been waiting for this all morning long. Let's get some butter on this. Let's try this little broken piece right here. I'll tell you, that is awesome. I hope you all enjoyed the putting together that bread recipe. I enjoyed it, I know that.
Well, I had 3 pieces. Along with the tomato adventures. I hope you enjoyed that too. Hey, wherever you guys are in your neck of the woods, be it morning, noon, or night, I hope you all have a great one. Take care now.